Today we're going to experiment with color mixing in a style inspired by Georgia O'Keeffe. So we're going to have primary colored paint today and white, and we're going to experiment with mixing these colors together to create secondary colors, intermediate colors, and tints of those colors. So to begin, we're going to sort of divide up our paper a little bit using some lines. So Georgia O'Keeffe was really famous for doing sort of like abstract type designs. A lot of times she would enlarge flower shapes so that they didn't even really look like flowers anymore. They looked just kind of like a mixture of lines and shapes. So I'm going to start by adding just kind of some random fun lines and shapes to my paper in a design that I like. Now in each one of these shapes, I'm going to attempt to mix a different color wheel color. So I'm just going to start kind of with any color I choose. I'm going to see what happens when I mix together yellow and blue. Now I know that when I mix colors, it's always good to start with the lighter color first. So I'm going to put the yellow into one of my shapes. Nice and thick and bright. This is not watercolor that we're using today. This is tempera paint, so it needs to be like nice and thick and creamy so that you can blend the different colors together. If your paint is dried out or you don't have enough, the colors won't really blend. All right, so now that I have that color on there, I'm gonna clean my brush so that I don't mix up other colors into my second color I'm gonna do. And dry your brush so you don't make your colors watery. And I'm just gonna get the tiniest amount of blue and I'm gonna dot that through my yellow and blend. Now if you're having difficulty blending your colors, sometimes you might need just a little teeny dip of water to sort of rehydrate them because dry paint won't mix. Now that looks pretty cool, but since we're experimenting, I'm gonna see what happens if I add a bigger scoop of blue here to this center point. Ooh, so now, instead of getting just one of my color wheel colors, instead of having just regular green, I've also sort of made blue green. Maybe this is kind of a yellow green even. Now to take my experiment even further, I'm going to clean my brush one more time. And I'm going to get some white. And I'm going to blend some white into some of these areas to see what color I get. And the whole time I'm kind of thinking about what shapes I want to be making with my colors. So it's not just about color mixing, it is also about the design of your project. So I'm kind of making my brush strokes swirl around my shape so it kind of matches the shape. And I've got a kind of a tint of green now. It's sort of a mint green color, so that looks pretty cool. And just for fun, I'm gonna put a little extra blue in the center because I think that looks good. So we're experimenting and we're just kind of making a painting that we feel is a pleasing design for us. Now I'm not going to show you how to mix every single color today because that's going to kind of defeat the purpose of the activity. I want you to experiment on your page and see what happens when you mix different colors. Hopefully when you are finished, you will have a little bit of each color wheel color on your paper along with a few tints that you've mixed as well.